breaking news out of New York tonight, where a grand jury has voted to indict former U.S. President Donald Trump. He's now the first American president, current or former, to face criminal charges. The case is centered around a hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during Trump's 2016 campaign. Our Washington bureau chief Jackson Proskow joins us now. Jackson, what can you tell us?
Well, me too. This was a surprise to almost everyone, including Trump himself, because in recent days, they thought that the grand jury was actually backing away from any sort of imminent indictment, despite Trump's prediction more than a week ago that he was on the verge of, in fact, being indicted. As of tonight, we don't know what the specific charges are. We don't know what the indictment says. There's still a lot more to unfold here. At this point, what we do know is what you mentioned, that this relates to that alleged hush money payment case involving adult film star Stormy Daniels. And we know that just in the past few days, the grand jury has been continuing its work in New York, hearing from more and more witnesses in the case. Essentially, how this will play out in the next few days now is that we will have the indictment formally announced by prosecutors in New York, at which point Donald Trump will be informed. Arrangements will be made for him to turn himself in Manhattan. And Neithu, at that point, he will likely be fingerprinted and photographed, arraigned before a judge, and then likely released on bail pending trial.
So, Jackson, this is what many may consider an unexpected development. As you highlighted, a big question now, where do we go from here? What happens to Trump now?
You know, a couple things. First of all, I think everyone's watching to see how the former president is going to react to all of this. He's already put out a statement tonight denouncing the indictment as a witch hunt. He is saying that essentially this is, politically motivated against him. None of this stops him from running for president. So very curious to see how his campaign unfolds and how much of a circus he may or may not want around the history of being the first former president to be indicted and facing criminal charges.
We know you'll be watching the developments closely for us. Jackson Proskow in Washington. Thanks, Jackson.